Altadena was known nationwide for its car races. No, really, it was. At the time that cars were new, they couldn't go uphill very well. You may ask, how could that be? They do fine on the straightaway. Well, that had everything to do with the carburetor and the location of the fuel tank. Going on a straightaway, the fuel was fine, but going uphill, not so good. Sometimes the cars were designed so that they stopped operating altogether. So that's why we really needed to have a hill climb race. It was a way to have competition, and you know what competition does. It helps to accelerate the speed of invention. Besides, what could be more fun than having a car race? There were many streets that used to be raced uphill in the San Gabriel Valley, but guess what? Our own Rosa Avenue was the best. It was straight uphill and the grade was 11%, which was more than most. That first race was in 1906. It started here because it needed to be a mile long. And the Christmas tree lane is not quite a mile. So here at Dearborn and Los Robles, it would begin. It would go uphill straight for a couple of blocks, but then you came to the big turn. The streets were not paved, so it was very dusty. And then there was a right-hand turn of 60 degrees onto Woodbury. There was a second turn to the left of 85 degrees to go on to Santa Rosa. From there it went straight up the hill to Altadena Drive. The last obstacle were the streetcar tracks on Mariposa Street. The cars going fast would of course hit those tracks and become airborne. When they hit the ground, parts would fly off. Cars always raced for the fastest time. The best time for the first race was 4 minutes and 58 seconds by the Thomas Flyer. It was viewed by 3,000 to 4,000 people. In 1907, the race was won by a Packard. That time was 2 minutes and 57 seconds. Over 5,000 spectators came to see that race. In 1908, the race course start was changed, but it started south of Santa Rosa in an old apricot orchard. No more wild turns. The winner was the Apperson Jackrabbit at 1 minute and 36 seconds. 15,000 people watched that race. In 1909, the Apperson won again, but only by 12 seconds off its record time from the year before. Barney Oldfield was at this meet. In fact, here's a picture of Barney as he is waiting for his turn to race. If you look closely on the photograph, at the left side, look at the man that's on the wooden pole. He has headsets on. His job was to press the key when the car started the race. Because it's so far away and he couldn't see up here, another man would press a key when the car finished the race up at Altadena Drive. Barney came in second, missing first place by 5 seconds. Other very famous people were here for that race. Henry Ford, for one. Drivers came from all over the United States. Burt Dingley, P.J. Burnett, and Ralph Hamlin, just to name a few. All were greeted by the roaring crowd of 20,000 people, but not all of the people were well behaved. There were a number of people that were running dangerously in and out of the trees during the race so that they could pick up parts of the cars that had fallen off. 1910, the uphill race was scheduled again, but due to a conflict with the Automobile Association, it was postponed until March the 19th. And then again, it was postponed till after April the 9th. That time it was getting close to the other races that are held in Southern California, so they decided to not have it anymore, which I am thankful for, because every year they became a little more dangerous. The crowds were a little more out of control. And besides, they had finished and completed their task, which was to make the cars better uphill climbers.